Hey, welcome back to Mom and Jess Talk Show. So we are back again to treat one important topic in the motherhood series. The episode is referred to as balancing motherhood and career. So it is very essential for mothers to, understand how to balance these two important roles. Motherhood is important, and everyone deserves to have a career. It's okay for mothers. I know that there are mothers that have decided to sacrifice their career in order to look after their children. That is okay. It's an agreement between you and your husband or your spouse. Yeah, it's fine. And there are others that have decided to, probably bring out the first 5 years or first 6 years to nurture and groom their children. And then, when they think they've built the basic foundation, they go in search of their career, their studies, and build themselves up. So regardless of whatever decision you have decided to take as a mother, we're just here to encourage you. Perhaps you are struggling with balancing your motherhood with career. There are certain steps one could take that will help. Before we go into this, I would like to introduce our guest. And I would also like to remind you to please subscribe to Mom and Jess Talk Show YouTube channel for subsequent video uploads. We have a child educator taking this topic later on, and in fact she did justice to this topic. We've interviewed her and she did justice to this topic. You will be blessed. I urge you all to tune in. She is one hell of a good mother and a very well groomed. She counsels young ones, children, teenagers alike. So trust me, you will be blessed by listening to her. So just my take on motherhood and career. I have also, I can give experience. I can give I'm a witness to motherhood and career. I know how exhausting, how exhilarating, how it takes a lot. It's overwhelming. It's a lot to balance this role, especially if you have toddlers or you're nursing mother. You feel guilty most times if you work and then your children are home and they need you and all of that. So there are steps to take. Number one, you have to draft out, you have to have a duty roster or a task roster on what you do, assignments or whatever you want to do each day. I work with a diary. In fact, the beginning of every year, I get a diary, and I take a weekend, maybe on a Sunday, and I diarize what I ought to do from Monday to the next Sunday or Saturday. Okay, so if I need to see if I have an appointment with my children's teacher, if I need to see a doctor on a Tuesday, I make it noted there. If I have an interview to attend on a Thursday, I note it down. If I need to clean somewhere in my house, probably I don't have a nanny to help out, I note it down. So taking note of what you need to do. There's a lot of work to do, both at home and outside. Even if you have a nanny, time with your children is very important. We don't lose our children to the detriment of our career, because if you lose out on your children, you lose out on their growing up, and what you've lost out on, you can never catch it. You don't let your nannies replace you at home. The bonding between the mothers and children are very, very important. So number one, as I said, is go to set out your priorities, set out your tasks, have task assignments, set out your priorities, what you need to do, what needs urgent attention and what needs to be done urgently. Then another important point is, paying attention to what you think you can handle. You don't overstretch yourself. Yes, it's good to go beyond, it's good to think out of the box, it's good to look beyond the horizon, but don't consume more than what you think you can contain at the time. Remember, you are human, your body needs rest sometimes. You have to know when your body needs rest. I feel it when my body needs rest, and I tell myself, okay, today is a me time. Don't feel guilty about taking a me time. You discuss that with your children and make that time out. Then another point is trying to catch up with your children with the little times you have. For instance, you need to drop them off before going to work. Don't use that time to listen to, it's good to listen to the news or music or whatever, but make sure you carry your children along in conversations as you do this. I do that as well. When we're going to school, when I'm dropping them off, we engage in conversations, we listen to the music together. If I need to play music, I carry them along. So little times you get to spend with your children, you don't take it for granted. Jess, do you have anything to add? Any tips on balancing you've seen or you think rings a bell in your mind about balancing motherhood?
Yes, actually I do, because most of the time, because I'm the oldest in the family, my mom gives me some responsibilities with the kids. So with my younger ones, I do feel like a second mother sometimes, and I also do balance my studies with, so I can also get good marks. So like most of the times, I have to take care of my siblings, and then like sometimes give them food and all that type of stuff. And I also have to be able to study, and I also have to have that responsibility to help my siblings in their work. Sorry guys, my voice is just like, I'm not sure what words I must use and stuff, sorry. But anyway, yeah, I have to help them with the studies and all that stuff. And sometimes it can be tiring. And then because like sometimes they make me angry, I get like some mood swings, and then I shout at them, and then it makes me feel guilty. But like it's actually normal for a person, but I feel that you shouldn't really aim your anger on them all of the time, because they're kids, and that's what kids are like. And but like anyway, the tips that I feel that would help you, is that you should have a daily list, as my mom said. Like even I do, you should have like a diary. If you are that type of person who feels like they don't want to spend money on that, you can even use apps on your phone, because technology these days have gotten us so far. So you can download an app. Our phones even have calendar and alarm and all that stuff. As my dad always says, you have to start your day early if you want to be a successful person in life.
Absolutely.
Like the people who are very
Successful.
successful in life, they wake up before the rooster crows. That's what my dad always tells us and lectures us in the mornings and during family time. So that's what he always says. So if you want to be a good mother, I feel that you should really take this advice. Next, I feel that you have to have your alone time to keep you in like sane, and you also have to have time with your children. And some mothers really need to balance that, and you also have work time, so it's so much to put into one day, because we only have 24 hours. So I feel that to balance work, you need to do good in work. You have to get all of your work done and all that stuff. Like I try to get as much work done at school than at home, because at home it gets very busy with like 4 kids in the house. And I also feel that also alone time, like I feel that fitness time and all that stuff is like my alone time to release all that anger that I have. Even some people do yoga to control their breathing and their anger and all that stuff. So yes, and also you also need to have some time with your kids if you want them to be good when they're older, and also have a good life as they grow up. So I feel that like when you're in the car, you can talk to them and all that stuff. And I also feel that like when I was younger, I also used to see all these other kids like in their lunchbox, they would get these small tiny cute notes from their mom saying have a wonderful day at school and all that stuff. And I also try to do that with my sister. Like my sister, her name's Jane. I put like these special notes in her lunchbox, because sometimes my mom is so busy, so I just help her out with that. And she comes home and she's like, Mom, look, you put this letter inside my lunchbox. I said, yeah, it's Mom. And then she gets like so happy and all that stuff.
Sweet of you. Thank you, Jess. Wow, Jess has said a whole lot. She's a mini mommy, as you can know, obviously from what she has said. You know, well, we're learning. I don't have much to say. Let's stay tuned and wait up to catch up with our guests later on. Until then, see you next time.
Bye.